Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 2 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to start this project by adding grid lines. We added some dimensions and we created the levels so that we could start this project. Now we're gonna continue working on this. We're gonna start off by clicking on architecture, so we're in the architecture tab, and then the wall. You can even type in WA for the wall. So here WA is the keyboard shortcut for the keyboard. So once you're in the wall, you can use generic model wall, which is 200 millimeters. For the newer Revit, what you have is something like this, which is pre-built wall. So what you just need to do is choose one of them, and then you can create a generic wall by deleting all of this. So we need to delete each and every one. So basically we're in the exterior side from the core boundaries, and then from the core boundaries right here is the interior side. So just delete all of them. You cannot delete the core boundary, so don't worry. You just need to keep on deleting. And then here, let's delete this once as well. And as you can see, once it highlights the core boundary, it will be grayed out, so you cannot delete that. So once you have this one, what you can do is, so here what we have is the original. Before doing anything, we need to duplicate it, because we need, for the best practice, you will need to keep on duplicating stuff that are the original. So for best practice, you could just put this one or name this as exterior wall number 1. So now that you name it, you have a duplicate of that, and then you just need to delete. So here I'm going to put the thickness to 150 will be good enough. And then for the material, I want something white, which I always choose gypsum wallboard. After that, press OK, OK, and then OK. Now, you can either select now for the location, or you could change your top constraint. As you remember, we have level 1 to level 2, 3, and then we also have a ground floor. So now we start at level 1. So from here, we want to go to level 2. So what you need to do now is, let's click here, and then it will have a top constraint. Now it's unconnected, and it's up to 8,000 millimeters or 8 meters. We want to have it to level 2. So it's going to be capped on that height, which is 3,000. So now we're going to start. You can just leave wall center line. So basically how it looks is, once we click this, it will be centered on the grid lines right here. You can even choose finish face exterior or interior, or core faces like that. It's up to you, but most of the time I use wall center line. So now I'm gonna click A1, which is right here, going to A2, going down to C2, going to C3, and if you see, it's all in the center line. And then now what we need to go is we need to go to E first, and what I usually do is I'm going to edit this one later on because I will need to pull it back a little bit. So now I just want to pull it out around 1100. So here you can select this and you have 7725. So here I'm just gonna put it as 6625. So basically minus 1100. So you can do that, and then you can select now exterior wall number 1, and you could click CS. So that's create similar. It's basically every time you have a component, a family, wall system, even door system, and window system, you'll be able to basically have it, or you'll be able to choose that again, and it will be live and you'll be able to add those stuff again. So it's an easy way to recapture anything that you already added on the system. So it will also be faster for you, so make sure to use CS all the time. So now I'm going to number 2 grid line, which is right here, and then we're gonna go down to E2, going around here. We're going to get around 2000, so 2050 will be good, and then go back again, and as you can see, it will let you know that just go back 1100, similar to this. You can also align it if you want, and then just go back up to grid line number 1, and then now you can come back to A1 again. So we finish exterior wall right here. We can also move stuff later on if we want to, but for now we set up everything like this. And then our boundary walls, we're just going to add those ones later on, so don't worry about that. So now we're gonna create some exterior or interior wall. So what we could do is click wall again, and then from exterior wall we're going to create an interior wall. So edit type, duplicate, we need to rename this interior wall number 1. Press OK, edit type. I like the thickness to be the same, and then here under materials, maybe we could just put another gypsum wallboard. We could duplicate this if we want to, create a duplicate, so it's up to you. You can even choose laminate ivory mate, so it's really up to you. Let's choose this so that we could just differentiate later on. So here I'm gonna press OK, OK, and then now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add an interior wall right here. So I'm going to extend this right about here. We can even close this and then create an opening, a wall opening right here. And then now, same wall, select that. Here we go again. We're gonna use CS, create similar, and we could add interior wall right again. So here I'm going to add a wall first, all the way right here. As you can see, we have a temporary dimension here. You can select that. And then here, we can type in 1950. So now we have our walls right here. Let's add a wall right here first. Press escape, select that wall. It will create a imaginary or temporary dimension. You can select that in order for this one to go backwards or forward. So now just put in 1600. So we have this wall moving backwards like this. So now this one's done. We're gonna add a wall. Probably later on, once we create our stairs. And then here, what we could do is we could select this. So once you select that, we're gonna create a wall opening. Select this wall opening, and then here, select the wall, when it will start and when will it close. So now, as you can see, once you hover here into your crosshair or mouse crosshair, you can even select that, and then you can grab it and you can extend whatever you want. So now you can see, if we check it out on our section, you can place that one, select, and then flip it, double click it here, right here. You have an opening right there, and this is your wall. So that's how it looks. And then we can delete this for now. We don't need it yet. I just want to show you how it looks. And then here we have our opening, wall opening. We're going to push this one a little bit backwards. Sorry, go back. I want to unjoin them first, so I'm gonna drag it down, and then I'm going to push this one back. So maybe we could change it from here. So I want it probably around 2500. So right there. Now just join them, and then here we could extend this one. So we just have our closet right here. We can even extend this one. 26. Let's make it 27. There we go. That looks much better, having that there. And then now, what I want to do is add the fixtures right here. So let's go to Insert, Load Family, and then go to Plumbing, which is right here, Architectural, Fixtures, and then here we have Sink, and we have our urinals. So not urinals, water closet. So we have a toilet right here, and then we have domestic. I usually just use the 2D because we don't need to showcase the 3D right here. So just to make the file smaller or the size smaller, I usually just use the 2D. So now I'm gonna click that, and then you open it, or you want it to be live by clicking on or typing keyboard shortcut CM. So once you have CM, it's basically you can click it from there. If you don't do CM, the way that you see all the components is under architecture. You will need to click here. So what I do is I load them one at a time so that I don't need to look for it. Because right now it's just like this. It doesn't have too much component loaded, but once you go further, you'll be able to see that you loaded so much that it will be hard for you to remember the name, even searching, because some of them is like m_desk. So by just typing in desk, sometimes it will show different kinds. So to make it easier for you, load one at a time, and then once you load it, you immediately put it in your model so that it's easy. So I'm gonna show you how I do it so that you can see. It's up to you guys if you want to do it your way. So now I'm gonna go to insert again, load family, go back here, and then I'm gonna click on sync. And then let's just use a square vanity. Click open, and then now we're here again. Type in CM. Press spacebar to change orientation. Like that. Press escape and then escape again. We want to show the top of the vanity. So what I usually just do to make it easier, because we don't need to showcase the 3D right here, is to use annotate and then detail line, and then I use thin line and then create that box there. And then now I just nudge it in place by using my arrow keys from my keyboard. So you need to select it first so that you can nudge it in place. Then before we finish, I want to create the laundry. So here I'm gonna go back to insert, load family. I want to provide a sink. So I'm gonna use this sink. I'm gonna load it. So once I load it, type in CM. And then here, this is a wall base. As you can see, it's a wall base. We can add this one right here. So I'm just gonna nudge it in this area. This is basically laundry and dirty kitchen. So now I'm gonna go to load again, go back to the main, and then let's go to specialty equipment, domestic, and then mid-range, and then let's look for a washer. So here we have a washer, and then we have the dryer as well. So let's load this one, CM, spacebar to change orientation, and then just attach it on the corner right here. I don't like the label, so I select it again, edit type and then uncheck this, so show label. So I don't like that show label category. And then now let's go back to annotate, or you could just select the thin line right here, CS, and then just add a line to represent the top. And then we have our laundry with the sink. So we're gonna stop here for now and continue on the next video. Thank you for watching and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.